northern Pennsylvania, and the rest of you, good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whichever works best for you. Pastor Sam Hershey here, coming to you from the beautiful, even if unofficial, Maple Street Chapel here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Now, if I have timed everything correctly, you should be seeing or hearing this special announcement shortly after watching Season 04, Episode 52 of our wonderful podcast. I thought I would chime in for a bit, and tell you about a change or two that we'll be doing for Season 05. Wow. Before we get to the changes, can I go off the planned topic here for a moment? Season 05. When I started this podcast back in 2020, I honestly never thought there'd be a Season 02. As many of you know, this was just a little something I planned to do as a thing to keep me busy during let's just say the time of massive sickness, so this isn't covered in fact-checking and info boxes and all that fun stuff. Anyway, as you know, for those of you who are watching or listening to this, who were alive during that time know, well, the time of massive sickness wrapped up about halfway through Season 01 at the absolute latest. On top of that, I will admit there were some times that I wanted to stop, either to go on hiatus or just stop altogether. Let's just say over the last 4 years, I've had some pretty serious rough patches, and leave it at that as to why. Still, the Lord wouldn't let me quit, and He gave me the strength to get through those rough patches. Yes, it seems the Lord had other plans, and here we are, heading into Season 05. So what can you look forward to in the new season? Changes occurring during Season 05 of Lives Changed by the Gospel. When it comes to our changes, let's start with the progress of Operation East to West. That is kind of the new name we are giving our plans to expand our podcast each season to continue one of the missions of Maple Street Ministries, and that is, as it says in our intro, to make sure our message is going out as far as the East is from the West. This year, we plan to add Overcast to those who have access to the podcast this year. Also, throughout the first season at least, we plan on doing a new format for the videos as we expand to more listening rather than viewing platforms. I will be posting a poll on the Facebook group and Spotify asking if you prefer the new or the old format after episode 01 airs to see what direction we should go in. While we're on the topic of episode 01, I'm recording this about 2 days after we finished wrapping up the episode, and as you will recall in that episode, I mentioned that we are going to be doing the Adam Project as our starting movie for our first series. You loyal viewers hopefully already know the series if I'm mentioning spacing on something. But anyway, we've kind of changed direction. I kind of realized that we jumped a few years when we did that. So instead, we're going to be starting things off with Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I know. A Disney cartoon. Now, hopefully we can find a very good biblical message within it. Anyway, we'll also be doing some tweaking to the Bible reading plan. As it currently stands, the way the reading plan is going, you guys will be through the book, and I won't be even halfway through preaching it. So, we're going to slow things down a little bit on that end, and we're going to keep that kind of process going. I will keep tabs on it as we go through each book, but I think at least for the rest of Genesis, this new format will probably be better. Also changing. Now that's really when we're changing. That is my cat. Anyway, also changing. This season, once again, we will be changing the music people. As many of you know, I pay out money to certain people to do this podcast. Each month, Ministry Pass gets some money, and I do need to pay our music people on a yearly basis. I don't mind paying the music people, or Ministry Pass, or anybody that I absolutely need to pay to get this podcast going as it goes. But right now, we here at Maple Street Ministries are not really big enough for me to get into the monetizing programs that various platforms offer, nor do I feel right asking for money through crowdfunding, considering that we really aren't a nonprofit. Again, as I keep saying, we are the beautiful, even if unofficial, Maple Street Chapel. That's right, we are technically not a nonprofit organization. Since I am not part of a monetization program and I am not doing crowdfunding, that means no income is coming in for me to do this podcast. This is not me requesting for me coming on asking you for funds or a complaint to me spending money on the podcast. I enjoy what I do. I don't mind spending the funds I spend on it, but it is an explanation of why we keep doing things like changing music people. Each year, normally around episode 40 or so, I start checking our expenses, and then I start looking to see if I can get the same thing, or better, cheaper. And if I can, yes, I do. So this year, we will be using Suno AI for our songs. You may have already heard a sample of what they can do in Season 04 if you watched the non-monetized version of episode 42. Do not get me wrong, Bensound and Epidemic Sounds, you guys were great. You guys were awesome. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank both of you for helping us out during the years we used you. And who knows? Somewhere down the line, our paths may cross again. But until then, we're going to use what we can. So, with that in mind, what can you look forward to in Season 05? Well, let's find out. What to look forward to in Season 05 of Lives Changed by the Gospel. Now, this might shock you, but we already have a couple of things already planned out that we fully intend to run through on Season 05. So let me give you a quick list of what we've got currently percolating in the old file somewhere. First one is Fight of Truth or War of Lies. This is a two-part series. One part will look at what to avoid when looking for a biblical teacher, and the other part will be what to look for when looking for a biblical teacher. The second thing we have possibly in the docket, that we have in the docket at some point, is Lessons from Lifeway. Now, the plan for this series is basically as follows. I serve at Lifeway Church here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. That's also the church I attend. I highly recommend you attend church. Anyway, because I serve there, I have access to see what is on the docket for their messages and for who's preaching these messages. So the plan is that I will get a message from each one of our main speakers we'll be preaching. I will try to write it, preach it, and then considering I will only have what series that they're preaching it on, and the title message, and the title of the plain title of their message, I will see how close I can get to their message when they preach theirs. And yes, of course, I will also be hyping their message so you too can compare and contrast. For those of you who are shocked to know this, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Also, for those of you who are shocked to know this, I have Asperger's syndrome, so I kind of think that mental health is a very important thing. As a result, I plan to do a special message sometime in May pertaining to mental health and Christianity. Number 4 on our docket is Low Tech, High God. This will be another challenge sermon. My plan is that I intend to challenge myself to prepare a message from the planning stage to the point that I could take the stuff straight to a pulpit and preach it right there. The challenge? That's not much of a challenge, you do that every week. Well, the challenge is that I will not, until it reaches the point that I could preach it, that I will not use any technology that is not publicly available. And of course, number 5 is we have everything else. If you've seen the message series here, as we've already mentioned, we are, of course, once again doing God on Film. That's quite a very popular series. We're just going to be changing the movie we're starting with. So it's to the Adam Project. Once again, we're going to be doing Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, if you've seen a message here in season 04, if you've seen like a series here in season 04, yeah, it's coming back in season 05. We're still going to do Christmas, and we're still going to do Easter, and Mother's Day, and Father's Day, and hopefully we'll get both two on time this year. No, promises low. And relationships, and of course, Bible book studies. All that. And hopefully more. But at least all that. So, will be all yours in seasons, will be all available for you to enjoy in season 05. In conclusion of our special announcement pertaining to Lives Changed by the Gospel, season 05. Okay, folks, so that does it for the special announcement. Thanks for tuning in. As an added bonus, I would like to give you out there a little something. So, here it is. Here's the first part of the song we'll be using for episode 01 of season 05. Enjoy it, and until we see each other there, this is Sam Hershey reminding you to go in peace, to love, and serve the Lord.
I was just a shadow lost in the night. Silent whispers search for light. Found my wings break through the sky. Time to change, time to fly. Every day feels like a climb through the valley of my mind. Shed my skin, leave it behind. New dawn rising, feel alive. Metamorphosis in the air. We'll transform from here to there. From a bud into a bloom. Watch us seal away the gloom. Heartbeats echo, newfound grace. Mirror shows a different face. Journey's path retraced, redefined. Life renewed, colors intertwined. Forever moving, never still. The Lord's design, our voices will sing a song of change and fate. In this dance we find our state. Metamorphosis in the air. We'll transform from here to there. From a bud into a bloom. Watch us seal away the gloom. Metamorphosis in the air. We'll transform from here to there. From a bud into a bloom. Watch us seal away the gloom.